What's up, guys? So again, we are here in my garage. We're working on the red Impreza. If you read the caption, obviously, you know we're gonna be test fitting the rear quarters. I'm gonna do just the basic cutting of the rear quarters as well. Once I get the car up to the shop is when I will actually start like doing all the final cuts to the rear and also doing the welding and the sealing for the back, and then obviously the molding of the quarter panels. For today, we're just gonna, I brought the Cleco pins from the shop, and I brought some self-tappers, just so I'm gonna Cleco pin it first, then we're gonna self-tap it to just leave it in place for now, so then when the time comes to drive this up to the shop, it's not just gonna be held on my Clecos, it'll just be self-tappers for now, until we get up there, and then obviously that is when we will actually do the bonding to the back and also to the side skirts as well. I'm still trying to think of a way to mold the side skirt. It's basically, obviously it's not on there now, but mold the side skirt to the quarter panel because it's two separate pieces. So basically just that area back there, we're gonna have to mold and body fill and stuff, and then the side skirt comes over and it overlaps this piece right here, which I should be able to just bond this, like the side skirt, and leave it hanging and tuck this behind it when the final install. So that's the plan. I went ahead, I got ahead of myself and didn't do any filming, but I took the whole rear end apart. I got the taillights out, the rear bumper off. This area is a little rotted, but that's okay. All of this can be cut out and just sealed. All of this is obviously going to be cut out. Same with this. All that's going to be cut. And then same with this side. This side is a little bit better. This is still a little crusty right here, so all that will be cut out and then just sealed. Obviously this will be cut out, and then all the way down there and over will be cut out as well. So for today, I'm probably just going to do some simple cutting of just like probably what I do with like pretty much all the other wide bodies I do. I'm gonna test fit the panels first to see, because the WRC version comes up to like, I swear, like comes up to like here. So it's gonna be a really tall wheel arch. So it'll probably just be a simple cut of just like here all the way up and then back over to like this area here. Like I said, once we get up to the shop and we do final cutting, sealing, and welding, I'll go ahead and I'll cut the rest of it out, and then same with this area right here. So for now, basically I'm just going to cut it so then when the quarter panels are on, you can't really see much of the OEM quarter panel. I got to take these things off too, the stupid little body side moldings. But the front end is still on. We're going to do the rear quarters, and we're going to get the rear bumper on. And then that is all we'll do for today. It's going to be I'm hoping a fairly quick episode. Ooh, I thought the windshield was cracked. It's actually just frost because it's now winter time. I got the BRZ outside. I was just running that for a little while. But so I'm gonna stop talking. I'm just gonna try and set up the camera somewhere, and I'm just gonna go ahead and test fit this quarter panel first, and then draw just with a permanent marker that line that I need to cut out from right here, and then I'll just do the cutting. Alright, so this quarter panel is now test fitted and Clecoed on. I closed the garage door because of the sunlight coming in. It was making the camera not really that happy. But so this one's on. You can see that it is pretty decently wide. Now obviously that area right there looks a little odd with no side skirt on it, but it looks good. So there's a couple areas that need to be trimmed, like this gap right here. There's a couple areas that just need to be sanded. This needs to be cut down a little bit because it actually almost touches the door. But besides that, it looks pretty good. Unfortunately, something dropped on it when it was in my shed and it cracked it, but it's not cracked all the way through, so I just have to sand that down, put a little bit of fiberglass in there, sand that down. Just do a little bit of body work to that. The other one is still good, thankfully. That one just has a little bit of damage, but that's okay. Everything's fixable. And then this area, which I was actually curious about, the light is gonna kind of mess with it. But so I figured I needed to take the taillights out, and I needed to take them out anyway to get the bumper off. But so this piece right here actually overlaps and tucks into the taillight housing area. And then the one thing that right now isn't 100% test fitted is that this area right here, let me see if I can get the shadow away from it. There. So this area right here is supposed to overlap as well, which right now this piece won't go up and tuck into there because of this lower lip that is supposed to be sitting flush with that. So see, there's like a 1-inch gap, and there's about a 1-inch gap right here. So what I'm really just gonna do is once it's up at the shop, I'm just gonna trim this whole area out, so then it's just flat like this is, and it'll just sit on the it'll just ride on the outside of the quarter panel and not tuck into where the tail light goes. Just because I also, you know, this fiberglass isn't that thick, but trying to fit a tail light back in there, you know, the gap is going to be a little bit different with that tucked in there. So all this will just be cut flush, so then it'll just sit where it's supposed to. I noticed that the first day, the day that I put those on, after I shut off the camera, I just taped the other quarter panel on just to see what it looked like, and I saw it. I was running into that problem right there on the other side too. So that's no big deal. That'll be the fit and finish once it's up at the shop. So that looks good. So now you can see the area that's gonna have to be trimmed out. So it's actually, I have to trim about like 1 inch or 2 from right there, and then it goes up to like 3.5 inches, or actually almost 4 inches right there to go around to the wheel arch. And then that whole area right there that's rotted is gonna have to be chopped out anyway. So it's working good, it looks good. I'm gonna go grab the other quarter panel and do it off camera because my camera battery is actually dying. So I'm gonna charge the battery for a little bit, test fit the other panel, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, so battery charged a little bit, and I got this quarter panel on. You can't really see because of the sun, and there's my dog again, my little helper. So I got this side on. I started to just try and test fit the rear bumper, but unfortunately I can't get it on right now. One, because the factory bumper beam is too deep, so like it goes down too low, but also this car has a trailer hitch on it which it contacts down here, so bumper can't go on fully. That'll probably just wait till it's at the shop so I can put it on the lift, get the hitch off, and then get the bumper beam off. But so now this one is on. I apologize, the sun contrast is not doing well for this camera. I changed out all the Clecos for self-tapper screws just so now it is actually like technically on. So I'm not driving down the road up to the shop and it has Clecos on instead. That could potentially maybe fall off. I'm not really sure how strong the Clecos are, and I don't really want to test it because this kit was expensive, but it's pretty sturdy on there too. With me pulling on it, it's shaking the whole car, so I'm not worried about that. This side had a lot more trimming than the others. The other side did actually overhung about 1/4 inch, and then down towards the bottom it was actually like 1/2 inch. So I just very crudely used my cutoff wheel to just make it just a little bit flush, just so I could open and close the door, because obviously I won't be able to drive it if I can't get in. So I did that. So obviously all of that will be sanded, molded, and body filled, so you won't be able to see any crude really crappy cutting that I just had to do. But same with this side, the overlapping in here did the same thing, and it stuck out a little bit right here. So all of that will be cut and trimmed once we're at the shop. I'm just gonna throw the taillights back in, take this bumper off, and I'll probably just drive it bumperless up to the shop. Obviously someone driving behind me. And then I'm gonna leave the side skirts off for now until we get up to the shop and we start actually getting ready to mold this quarter panel, because then we'll test fit that at the same time, because all of it will be getting molded together. And I was going to cut the quarter panels today, like take those off, take the over fenders off, and then cut the quarter panel. But I'm not going to do that yet. I think I'm gonna wait until I go up to the shop, so I can start tearing into this thing completely and cutting at the same time. Because even though the only driving this thing is gonna get is just the, I don't know, 20 minutes, 25 minutes up to the shop. So if that area was cut and wide open, it's not gonna make that big of a difference. But I'd rather it just stay however much sealed it still is because of the rot, until we get up to the shop, and then I'll cut it and seal it the rest of the way. So once it's cut, since that it's such a tall area, I haven't had to cut that tall of an area before and like weld it and seal it like the BRZ kits and stuff that I do. It's a little bit, it's like 2.5 inches, and that's like 3 to 4. So I have figured out another way how to weld the inner side. So usually what I do is I take the inside layer and I cut it and I peel it up and I tack weld it to the outside layer, so it seals it, and then I use some panel bond material and some seam sealer to seal it the rest of the way. This one I'm going to do differently, since that this gap is pretty decent right here. Same with the other side, and obviously I'm going to be cutting it more inward in order to clear, because obviously this thing is higher. So I ordered some universal steel trailer fenders that are like half circles, and they have like a lip to them. I ordered those off eBay literally just yesterday. They were like 70 bucks, or maybe it was 2 days ago, I don't remember, but it was like 70 bucks free shipping. And I've seen people do that with the GC, with these coupes, also along with like other just wide body projects. I've seen people use them. So I'm gonna try and do the same thing. I'm gonna try and use the half circle to go boom to boom. Obviously, like if this is the circle, I'm gonna have to tilt it like that a little bit to fit from here to there. I'm gonna try that. So that way it's a nice perfect circle. It has an outer lip to it that then I can panel bond the inside of this too, so then it seals it completely. Because the other thing that people would probably do is just seal these two layers together, so it can't, oh sorry, you can't really see it, seal these two layers together so then it doesn't get water on the inside. But the thing is that since that this is going to be molded, I want this to technically be the outside layer, not this. So I'm going to seal the whole inner fender well to this. So then this acts as what this piece would. It's a little confusing. If you haven't done wide body kits and stuff before, it might seem a little confusing, but once I get down into it, I will show you guys. This build series of this coupe is my really in-depth look on how to do a proper wide body in the back, but also, in my eyes, how to do a proper wide body WRC coupe, like what I've always wanted to do. So this build series will be long and should have plenty of episodes that show the whole process of how to build this thing. Because I've seen videos in the past of people doing wide body kits and stuff on these, and also doing more full-length projects, but they kind of like skim over a couple things and stuff. This I'm gonna show as much as I can. I know one dude, Bucky LASIK, the old rally driver, he actually did good YouTube videos on how to do a wide body on these coupes. He has a lot of good videos, but he's about the only one. So I'm gonna hopefully be the second. So like I said, today was gonna be a short video, just getting those rear quarter panels on. I was gonna do the cutting, but obviously I just decided not to. Today is Thanksgiving, so I don't have much time to take right here in the garage anyway. So I'm gonna leave it there. Next time you'll see this is gonna be up at the shop, and we're gonna start doing the work on it. We're gonna actually finally start tearing into this thing and completely stripping it out. So next episode will probably be us tearing it apart, like taking the powertrain, the subframes and stuff out, and actually getting it down to like a bare chassis underneath, because we're gonna do a lot of restoration on the underside of this thing to make it brand new, but also make it better than brand new. So that'll be all in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you later. See ya.